Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing a revisit of my Boomeranger. The last video I did was about 10% actual facts and the 90% just rambling, and it was just god awful. So we're going to rectify that now and we're going to get straight to the point. So let's start the guide. I'm going to quickly point out as well, I'm using a Hulk Hogan costume made by Badges from the community. So I'm going to put a link down in the description if you'd like to have this mod yourself and enjoy it. So the Boomeranger is a pretty tanky class that mostly relies on RNG for its strength, and I'll get to why I say RNG momentarily. He's definitely the most preferred class to play for most endgame users. The Boomeranger has the unique ability to use both swords and bows, but given that swords are significantly stronger than bows, I'm actually going to do the rest of this guide with swords, although bows, they're okay but they're not the best. So now let's move on to the skills. Your passive skill, Finishing Blow, allows every third attack to deal extra damage. Using a sword with this third attack will allow you to spin around and deal 360-degree damage, whereas using a bow will allow you to fire 3 arrows instead of 1. The first skill you'll already have unlocked is Boomerang. Throwing this boomerang at an enemy will cause some damage and will also stun them for about 1 second. But like most boomerangs, this boomerang is going to come back to you. If you're able to successfully catch this boomerang, it actually shaves the cooldown time for the skill by about 7 seconds instead of the 11. This then also cuts down the cooling time for all your other skills. Although if you fail to catch the boomerang, you'll have to wait the full cooldown period. The second skill you'll unlock is Big Bomb. Once again, this is Trove's way of giving us a utility skill. Throwing this bomb will allow it to stick to ceilings and walls. The bomb also has about a 3-second detonation period, so it takes some time for it to actually go off. Because of this, it's not a very good skill to use to actually kill enemies, but it's proven its worth to be used as a mining tool. The bomb can cause huge amounts of damage to the environment to any blocks that's above it. Jesus Christ, that was a tongue twister. And for your ultimate skill, the Mystery Urn. This is where the RNG part of the class really comes to shine. Throwing this urn out will give you one of several outcomes. It has a chance to blow one up into smaller bombs, which cause more damage, or it has a chance to heal you or reduce your cooldown time for your skills even further. But where this skill really shines, it's when you get the chickens. If you're lucky enough, 3 chickens will come out of the bomb and they will just go to town on anything that is near them, and they don't tend to disappear until they've killed whatever they're fighting. And trust me, they might be chickens, but they cause a hefty amount of damage. So what stats does the Boomeranger need? Well, before we begin this part, you'll be pleased to know the Boomeranger doesn't use any energy at all. He's probably the only class, actually he is the only class that doesn't use energy. Because of this, you can really concentrate on health, attack speed and damage. Now I know my sword has energy regen, but that's just because I recycle this sword to all my other classes, so ignore that. I know many of you will comment on that in the comments, so please don't. So what emblems and allies should the Boomeranger use? For the allies, if you're not using the Prowling Shadow or the Samantha, you're using it wrong. Trust me, using these will make your class almost invincible. Almost. As for the emblems, this is where no change really happens to all of my other classes now, the Vampiric emblem and the Martial emblem, just because of the survivability aspect. So how should you actually play as the Boomeranger? Technique wise for this is quite simple, but then again it's just a big gamble too. Use your ultimate skill at the very start, then after that use your boomerang to reduce the cooldown time. As soon as that cooldown time has gone down, use your ultimate again and rinse and repeat, whilst also using your basic attack in the middle of all of this. This is the only way that the Boomeranger really works, and it works very well. So what are the pros and cons to this class? Well, con wise, depending on how you look at it, the RNG aspect. Many people actually enjoy it. Me myself, I kind of enjoy it too. I think it adds a little bit of suspension to the class, which is quite fun. Suspension? Suspense, that's the word, right? Yeah. Also that bomb, whenever you get an inexperienced Boomeranger using that fucking bomb, even though it causes damage mostly up above the bomb, it does cause a little bit of damage below, and then you usually end up destroying the platform. The boss falls out of the area, and then he goes out of the actual dungeon area, so it'd be pointless to kill it. But that's the only con I can think of. Pro-wise though, those chickens just increase your damage by a stupid amount, and the survivability of this class makes it really obvious to why most people want to use him as an end game class. So that's it for my guide for the Boomeranger. Unlike the last clusterfuck I made, straight to the point. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you all again soon.